Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making money, subscribe to the channel. I talk about undervalued financial investment opportunities. Right now, it seems like they're all in commodities just because that's where the valuations point us. And I think we're going to have a very large commodity boom based off of ratios and market conditions. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about uranium. This is looking at it from a very big picture view. I'm going to take a couple of companies. I'm not doing all of them. And I'm going to show you what the Elliott wave kind of suggests and show you kind of how these things are bottoming out. So let's jump in. I'm going to look at 4, 5, 6 random companies. I'm going to take a decade-long plus view at some of these companies. I chose the companies that had easily recognizable patterns, and these companies are a good representation of the entire sector. So even if I didn't include a company that you guys wanted to see, it's going to be very similar as they all had similar setups. And again, this is not financial advice and is only for educational purposes only. I am still learning the Elliott wave theory, so I am not an expert on this. I'm just trying to fit the theory to the chart to show you guys what I'm finding. So if I did something incorrect, please leave it in the comment section as I'm still developing myself for this as well. So here's Encore Energy. You can see that we had a nice big pullback coming through here all the way to about 2016. And again, this is a weekly candlestick chart. If you were to overlay this type of analysis onto here, there's 2 ways that you could do this. And this is where it gets confusing because it depends on where you start and end. One could say that this portion, this correction here, and then this guy, you could argue that this is an A, a B came down, and C is the last portion here of the correction, and that this is actually the first move up. You could argue that. Another thing that you could say is that C is ended here, which I marked, and that this movement is this movement. So you'd have a 1, 2, you have your first and second pullback of this third leg, and we are moving on leg number 3, and that this 3 is somewhere up here because it's not done moving yet. You could also argue that. So those are the 2 ways that I think you could look at this. I don't know which one is necessarily right here, but let's look at some of the other charts. Maybe they give us a little bit more insight on which one this could be. I chose Encore because Encore is one of my favorite companies. It's an American uranium company with Bill Sheriff, the CEO. Now here's Peerpoint Uranium. This one, I put all the little guys in there in terms of these movements. I think this is correct, and the way it ends is C is in 2016. You've got the movement here. So this is 1 in the blue 1, the blue 2, and then you've got the first move higher in the third leg, which is this guy right here. So this could be, the bottom could have happened in 2016. 2016 was a bottom in gold, silver, and all the other commodity type companies. So this could correlate with a bottom in 2016. It bottomed and had a very large pullback. It didn't violate it by going below. So we could be on the third wave. Here's Alaska. Another one. This is an A, B, C correction. This would be an A, B, C correction. 2016 would be the bottom, the absolute bottom. We had a nice kind of move up that created this pattern. SM Energy also created a pattern like this where it shot up and then it kind of leaked out the sellers for many years. There it was months. So this was many years. And then we have our first pull up of this guy going into a third wave. You could argue that this is still the first pull up as well, which I think it's just this guy right here. So it aligns with all the other uranium companies. This one's Blue Sky Uranium. This one's got a pretty distinct movements coming through here. You could argue that C ended here, which is the bottom, which it is the bottom. We put in the 1, 2 correction, and I say 2 is here because this blew this down with an event within this structural change. The event was COVID. That's what this is. I think it's the end of it's here, and we're starting to move up right here. So we've got a big move coming. And then I've got Alx Uranium, just because this is a less talked about uranium company. ABC correction, or I mean that's how it reads here, and that we're moving up and putting in, I think, right here. We're putting in this leg 2 to 3 of the first wave. So this guy, it's delayed behind all the other ones. So that's what I think there. So all of them correlate with each other. They all have similar movements. The bottom, the complete bottom was in 2016 for most of these companies. That is where I think wave C ended. And I think we are in the third leg, the beginning of a third leg, which is the largest move to the upside. And that's what's coming. And again, these movements are all connected to each other. So we could have many of these movements to create one large movement over the next decade. But right now, this is a great time, I think, to get in and hold on to these shares as the ratios are cheap. We have a commodity bull market that's coming in front of us, or we're already just starting. And the wave theory agrees with that thesis. So I think uranium is one of my favorite sectors, along with a lot of other commodity sectors. And the plan and strategy for me is to find the companies that you like, put some money into it, spread it out, and hold on. That's it. You just hold on. No more trading in and out. I'm just going to hold on and let these things appreciate. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.